Why is nobody helping Gojo? Everyone in the community was wondering the same thing. Just like all of us in the community, Gojo's students have been sweating buckets every other minute that goes by. Especially my man Yuta, as he must live up to all the hype about being second to Gojo. Well, Akatami saw all the clowning over Yuta being scared, but he finally declares he's entering the fight. Yuta was never scared of joining the fray. He was actually scared for Gojo and losing his sensei. Let's not forget that it was Gojo who brought back purpose in Yuta's life, gave him a place to call home and people to call his friends. Remember in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, he was ready to give up his life in order to take down Suguru Geto for hurting his friends. Or the fact that he promised to kill Kenjaku for Gojo so he doesn't have to feel the same pain of killing his best friend again. So it's clear that he doesn't have a single selfish bone in his body and he has been ready for this moment since the beginning. However, before Yuta could walk out, Kashimo stops him, asking him not to interfere. The man really said this jumping Sukuna shit is weak and that Yuta is not even next in line.
So true.
Kashimo told us that he's saving his ultimate single-use technique to face off against Sukuna, as that was the deal he made with Kenjaku to join the Culling Games 400 years ago. This was a period of time where Kashimo massacred any opponent during his period, never meeting a worthy challenger until Sukuna was mentioned. But by the looks of it, Yuta is surging with curse energy. Just think about it. If Kashimo and Yuta do end up fighting, Yuta will be able to copy Kashimo's one-use curse technique, even without the reinforcement from Binding Vow. So far, the conditions for Yuta copying curse techniques are unknown. However, in his most recent fight, he copied Uro's Thin Icebreaker in chapter 180 effortlessly, adding another to his arsenal. Which leads to your next question. Can Yuta copy Shrine or Limitless?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that.
As a result, Yuta's moment hasn't arrived just yet, because Hakairi interrupted Yuta by stating that Kashimo is correct. Nani? Well, Gojo had also left behind a huge condition for his students to enter the battle. He only allowed them to do so if he got weaker than all of them. Huh? To put this into perspective, even with all the disadvantages from his fight, including straight up brain damage, no domain expansion, and now one arm, Gojo is still stronger than the likes of Yuta and Hakairi. Mind you, Yuta has more curse energy reserves than Gojo. Maki has heavenly restriction. Hakairi's domain is absolutely broken, and Kashimo's ace attack. So yeah, this shows exactly why Gojo is the honored one and why the other sorcerers can barely hold their own against battered and beaten up Sukuna. Maki states that if there's anyone going next, it will be her, reminding Yuta of his role as an insurance policy in this fight. If Gojo is defeated, Yuta is the best bet for their side to win, and choosing to go now only to be defeated will take out a massive advantage for them. However, following the theme of choices having consequences and are therefore a gamble, Yuta correctly points out that if they win right now, there will be no need for an insurance, where Yuji supports this idea. But that's when the grown-ups intervene. Yuta and Yuji are thinking with their emotions instead of their brains. They need to understand that Gojo and Sukuna's definition of victory are very different. For Gojo, it's just that he has to defeat Sukuna and leave Kenjaku for the rest of them. But in the case of Sukuna, despite winning against Gojo, he will have no second to rest to go up against all of them without a break. And that's when Hakairi points out what our community has been calling out every week, that Sukuna possesses a trump card for anyone who tries to join the battle. And well, this canon fodder also exists. To enjoy more peak fiction, why not check out our video regarding Boruto's time skip? It has finally begun after 7 years.